now. What did I say earlier? 78.4 or 78 degrees 4 minutes, as far as I remember. So that was a line of latitude, the highest line of latitude south. So that's not gone higher. This is going higher. I just wanted to see, where is the 78th line of parallel, or the closest to it? So is this line? Is it down here at the Cape Horn, where sailors feared to go around because there was always bad weather? Is it over here at the Cape of Good Hope, where there was probably there was bad weather as well, as the two oceans met, as the Indian Ocean, the warm currents coming down from there. I say down, but there is no up or down, even if you're having a flat Earth, or a round Earth, or a spherical Earth, or a toroidal Earth, or whatever is your particular perception. But point is, before I get too distracted, before I distract myself, what is the 78th line of parallel? Is it there, just below Springbok? Is it below Cape Town? Just keep going across the waters rather than down, because we're going higher now, higher in the southern elevation. Is that the 78th parallel? Well, let's follow it across. What do we hit here? Port-au-Français, interesting. Mount Ross. Ile Kerguelen. Okay, that time zone legend gets in the way. Still following. It's kind of messed up, hasn't it? But anyway, let's say it's this lower one here, or what looks lower. Auckland, New Zealand. And there's the bigger part of New Zealand, really. Okay, but let's just keep following it across. What is that line? That's only the 50th. Focus. So that's only the 50th parallel south. At the Antipodes. Antipodes just means the opposite islands, the other end of the world. So that's no good. Yeah, I've even gone down one line of latitude here. I think that was this one here that I was following. Okay, I think I used to know what these points meant. I forget now. Oh, it's the depth of the ocean, surely. Okay. Prince Edward Island. Owned by South Africa, indeed, and Marion Island. And they're a long way. They're quite a long way. I bet you they're roughly equidistant, at least to the ice shelf of Antarctica. All right. So there's just more legend there written over the ice shelf. But let's go here. What's this? South of Georgia. So UK owns that. Forgive the shadows. Hope it's not off-putting. Scotia Sea. So this sea was so cold it reminded them of Scotland. Drake Passage. Who's that named after? Sir Francis Drake. You know what a drake is? It's not a female duck. It's not a mallard. Mallard's companion. It's either Greek or Roman or Latin, I should say, for a dragon. El Draco is what the Spanish called Sir Francis Drake. And in Spanish, El Draco is a dragon. So as far as they were concerned, he was a dragon. Why did they call him a dragon? Well, they considered him to be a buccaneer, a pirate. He stole a lot of their gold from the Spanish Main and the Caribbean. As far as Britain was concerned, not really quite sure. But certainly he was, considered to be the greatest naval captain and established the power of the British Navy, ruling the waves in Britannia, influencing the power of this small island over the seven seas of the world. So back to the 78th line of latitude, Drake Passage. So if I just go over here, right? I mean, this was considered very far down to go. I know I'm saying down, but you know what I mean. To go around the Cape or the Cape Horn. So they didn't want to go down very far. Otherwise they'd fall into very bad weather. Shetland Islands. I mean, they knew what this place looked like. There's Shetland Islands up here, uh, north of Scotland, northwest of Scotland, off the coast of Norway practically. And I believe their accent up there is more Norwegian than Scottish. So they knew what they were looking at. It looked basically the same as the frozen tundra up here. So let's just go across on it before I distract myself off the point again. What are we looking at here? The 60th parallel. But we need to get down to 78. The map doesn't even go down that far. All right. So, but if we go across here, right? I mean, we're on the 70th parallel. And we're well into the land that they've discovered here. And we're well off the ice shelf. And we're on the coast of Queen Maud Land. So this big continent, wherever Schwabenland is there, they had to have encountered it if they went into the 78th parallel. So, I was thinking, hey, something's wrong here. Well, what I think happened is that they must have gone, because never fear, by the way, like here's a drawing of what the continent of Antarctica looks like. Allegedly. Okay. But what I reckon they must have done is, if we look at where they've got the lines of parallel here, it does go to 80, and the South Pole, or let's say the what do they call it? The South Circle? South Circular? No. Anyway, whatever it is that I forget that they call it there, it goes down to a long latitude rather of 80 degrees, and I don't see one inside that circle. Antarctic Circle, duh. I think that they must have been a little bit unfortunate, and I think that if we would go down this way here, you would come to New Zealand. I think they must have said, right, where's the closest land that we can use as a base to set off from? And I think they must have set off from the bottom of New Zealand and just kept going south. So, but I mean, that's an incredible amount of lines of latitude to go. So 30 degrees they had to go. And that's why I think they just went into the Ross Ice Shelf and didn't hit land.